So today, let's talk about how to catch the early signs of cervicogenic headaches that most people miss and stop the headache from building up. So, one of those days when your headaches hasn't started yet, but something just feels a bit off. You may be sitting at your desk, trying to focus, but your neck feels slightly tight, or your shoulders start to feel a bit heavier than usual. And you may find yourself like shifting around in your chair, rolling your neck, just turning it around, doing the usual movements, or maybe just adjusting your posture, but nothing really settles that uneasy feeling in the neck or shoulder, or even in the back of your head there. So it's not painful enough to really stop you from your daily activities. So you just push through. But then a couple of hours later, the headache starts to set in. By that at that point it may feel, oh, it was a sudden start of a headache, but in reality your body was actually sending you signals much earlier, right? That little ache, that nagging pain in your neck and shoulders, that was the signal that your body was sending you. Of course, there can be many more signals or symptoms before a headache starts. So in today's video we will break down those early signs that your neck is starting to overload, or is starting to feel a headache. You are starting to feel the headache coming on in, and how can you actually step in before it progresses into a full-blown headache? Now, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Swati. I'm an executive mom power coach. I help moms of younger kids who work in high-stress executive jobs to manage their spinal, that is back and neck and nerve pain, and of course headaches, without take with sorry all this, despite low energy levels and brain fog or lack of focus. Now, I do this by giving you some simple exercises, lifestyle modification, tips and tricks that have helped me in my own pain and adrenal fatigue journey. Now, those of you who are familiar with adrenal fatigue may know the symptoms, but there are so many of them. But the ones that I had were low energy levels and lack of focus, or mommy brain, um, as it is sometimes called. And when you have these symptoms, it's very difficult to get through your routine, leave alone manage your aches and pains. So here I am with my professional expertise, with years and years of managing headaches, or rather helping clients manage their headache. And of course, my own journey through cervicogenic headaches, hoping that your pain relief journey isn't as long as mine was. All right, so let's not take away more of your time because, hey, we're mums, we're busy people. So let's get into the topic for today, which is how to catch the early signs of cervicogenic headaches that most people miss, and of course, how to stop it from building up. Now, it doesn't just start with pain or a headache. It starts with those early warning signs that I was talking about before when we started. So, pain is rarely that first signal. It is the build-up stage that you want to catch before that full-blown headache. Now, when your neck is overworking, it it gives you that very non-specific kind of symptoms. So what I mean is, it's not like, oh, I have the symptom, I'm going to get a headache. Well, if you have had it for years, you probably are in that boat, but usually it's very subtle and non-specific. You may notice this persistent urge to adjust your posture, as I was saying earlier, cannot find that comfortable position for your neck when you're lying down in bed, if you are one of those who get a headache right after sleep, after you wake up or during your sleep. There may be a mild pulling sensation in the base of your skull, so around your hairline, or a feeling of heaviness across your shoulders and neck. Now, in some cases, not everybody gets it. Every person and every headache is different, but sometimes you feel this clenching around your jaws, or you may catch yourself with your teeth like clenched like this. You may even notice that your concentration dips down. You feel a bit foggy, like you're not able to focus on your work, or you don't have clarity or around your work. What you're doing on everyday basis just becomes a bit more blurred, and you may even feel irritable. Um, and simple tasks may seem very hard. Now, these are not isolated symptoms. They are actually early indicators of muscular fatigue in the neck and shoulder area and postural strain. Now, what is happening here biomechanically? So, let me go into a little bit of the clinical side of what's happening. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, please do drop a comment below this video, or if you're watching this in the live stream, you can just pop your questions into the comments. So when usually when we are focused on something, especially a screen, we tend to look forwards. Now, when your head shifts forward, even if it's slightly, the load on that cervical spine, the muscles, ligaments, etc., all the structures increases significantly. Now, this shift in the posture, that is your forward head posture, uh, places a higher demand on those extensor muscles. That's the muscles at the back of your neck, particularly your upper traps and your suboccipital, that is around your hairline in your cervical spine, especially the upper to mid cervical spine. At the same time, the core muscles, or the deepest layer of muscles in your neck, these are the ones that stabilize your cervical spine. They will also feel the strain coming on, right? So they will not activate so well. Okay, usually in situations, those muscles are active, they're holding your spine stable while you are moving around or looking at something. So these muscles, when they feel that muscle strain or fatigue because of that poor posture, these muscles cannot switch on very well. So that'll affect the stability of your cervical spine. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not going to get too nerdy about this. So, um, basically, your bigger muscles and even your core muscles are feeling the fatigue, and that can lead to that tightness in the muscles around the neck. It can lead to those headaches. Now, why does it matter? Because if you have early intervention into your headache or you catch it early, of course, you can work on it. If you've had a cold for, say, 5 days and you go to the doctor, it's going to take longer to cure the cold. But if you've just started and you start to manage it with whatever you do for a cold, of course, you're going to grab it, manage it better, right? So it's the same thing. You stop the symptoms before it gets too much, before your headache gets full blown, full intensity. Okay. So, when you notice these early symptoms, take a brief pause, gently roll your shoulders back and down, perform a slight chin nod to realign your cervical spine, and take a few slow breaths, because you also want to regulate your nervous system. Because when your muscles are constantly turned on, constantly in that tight state, your nervous system is not able to relax. Now, if you've heard me talk about this before, then just bear with me as I repeat this. Your nervous system has two parts. One is the relaxed one, say when you are deep breathing into your meditation, into a very relaxed frame of mind. This is the part of nervous system that is activated when you are, say, you're in a meeting, you're in a go 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 kind of a situation. Your nervous system is on hyper alert, which is good. But if you stay in that hyper alert state for a long period of time, your nervous system sort of forgets how to relax and cannot go into that relaxed state. That in turn will also make your muscles more tight. So there's a loop going on here. So if you do those deep breaths, even if you just go breathe in, breathe out. Even if you do three, four, five of those, you can help your nervous system relax. Okay, so I am going to just also touch on the chin nod. This basically is, let me grab my pen. So this basically is like a reset for your cervical spine, especially the upper to mid cervical spine, which is responsible for your cervicogenic headache, cervicogenic dizziness, etc. So if you have a pen, oops, it's going to blur me out. So I'm going to show you this way. If you have a pen, hold the tip of your pen in such a way that when you're looking at it, the tip of your pen is about 5 to 10 degrees below your horizontal gaze. So if this is my horizontal gaze from my eyes, okay, no, this is the horizontal gaze from my eyes. I keep the pen about 5 to 10 degrees lower and I'm looking at this level. Now, when I did this, in case you noticed, I was here and I did a slight chin nod. Now, this, of course, is a mild chin nod. It's only 10% of this full yes movement. So you want to do this chin nod as a posture reset whenever, postural correction exercise, whenever you can remember it. Okay? So this is something that you can do. Of course, there is lots more you can do, and I cover all of this in my cervicogenic headache course, which is called Simple Solutions to Manage Your Cervicogenic Headaches. It's a low-cost course, but it is packed with lots of information. The only reason it's low cost is I want it to be accessible to everybody. So it gives you a step-by-step guide on how to identify your specific triggers, reset your posture, reduce the load on your neck muscles, your core muscles, etc., etc. And of course, strategies so that you can avoid long-term recurrence of your cervicogenic headaches and, of course, neck pain. So, I have a blog on this topic that I was talking about. It's called, let me just read this down out. The subtle signs that your neck is overworking before your cervicogenic headache even starts. So in that blog, I have left inside that blog, there is a link to that cervicogenic headache. So have a look. It's basically accumulation of what worked for me, what has worked for my patients over the years, and something that people have really liked. Anyway, so not to brag, it's just something that can help you if you have headaches. So it also has a lot of details on cervicogenic headaches, the postural correction reset that I talked about, the chin nods, the different exercises you can do, etc. Alrighty, so that is all I have for you today. And if you have any questions, any comments from today's video, anything I spoke about that you did not understand, please do let me know. And I will see you guys next time. Oh, yeah, if you are watching me on Instagram, the link to that blog is in my bio. If you can't find it, if you're a busy mom like me, can't be bothered to look for it, just drop me a comment below or message me and I'll send it across to you. Alrighty, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.